Good morning. It is 6:42. It's been a really long year for the arts, and the pandemic has impacted theater in a dramatic way, too. So we are learning more about where things stand for local theater. We have a familiar face. We know him as Dr. John Cox, but today he's just John Cox with the Youngstown Playhouse. Good morning to you.
Normal John. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Great. It's good to see you. I want to get your insight because obviously many people know that you have such a big theater background here in the Valley, too. So walk me through, how have local theaters been surviving during the pandemic during this past year?
Yeah, it's been really, really difficult for a lot of the theaters across the country to survive. And, we've been lucky at the Playhouse. We kind of shut things down early last year, right around April. As board president, I met with my board and we canceled the season and postponed everything. And then we're going to restart as of May of this year. Now, we're also following the guidelines from the governor to make sure that we can open up safely. We can open up with enough people. Right now, it's 25% capacity. So we'll be at about, I guess, about 100, a little over 100 people we can fit into the Playhouse. And with our first show, we're going to do The Color Purple, the musical, and it's a regional premiere. And I'm like, we can hold almost 450 in the theater. So only be able to get 100 people in there. We're still trying to follow the guidelines to see if we need to alter anything. So we've been surviving by, volunteers and our people giving us grants and donations from our theater goers. So we've been lucky, very lucky.
So I know some other venues have mentioned, that limit on the capacity, it's still not enough to make up for costs, right? So
it's really not. Yeah.
So walk me through that. I mean, is this a temporary solution right now to just keep the Playhouse and keep theater going?
Yeah, well, see, I think in our instance, we're going to try to wait till we can open up a little bit more so to have live theater. So in the process, we're exploring outdoor concerts, something out in our parking lot, maybe some of the different open pavilions or amphitheaters over the summer we're looking at. We're also, in celebration of Women's History Month, we're going to be premiering a show later this month called Call Me Elizabeth, which is about the early life of Elizabeth Taylor, starring and written by our own Caleb Boy, who is our development director. That's going to go on sale. Tickets are going to go on sale next week, and we're going to have that March 19th through the 28th. So we're going to try to do some online things, some things to kind of keep us out there, original programming, concerts, things like that, until we can safely open and have people back in the theater. Because, I think with all this isolation that we're all going through, we're social creatures by nature. So getting back to live events and when you can watch something and feel something with a bunch of different people and you're experiencing the same thing together, I think that's something that we all are going to be craving very shortly. So I'm excited for when we can get back to theater for sure.
Right. And John, I know that it's been interesting logistics-wise, right? I've been hearing so many high schools struggling with the fact that they can do a production without an audience, but they have to pay for the rights for those theater productions, right? So walk me through that, how that works and how important these original productions could be.
Yeah, right now, you have to call the royalty houses to get rights to perform the shows, and it's usually based off the size of your theater. They've been very good about adjusting that because of the pandemic. So the rights are now becoming, and the royalties are becoming a little bit more cost effective. But original programming, things like that, you don't have to pay for that. So then it's all what we can get, we can keep to put towards the theater. So those original programming ideas are usually end up being more beneficial financially for the institutions. But it's tough. It's tough right now because it's hard to not have that feedback from an audience. You want that. The actors want that. The audience wants to see that. So it's like listening to a record or going to a concert. There's just a different feel to that. So, we're waiting to get back to that feeling.
Yeah. So tell me real quick how people can get involved if they do want to support the local arts or maybe get involved in a production themselves.
Well, check your local theaters that are around, the youngstownplayhouse.org. We have a new website and a new web page, so check that out. You can get all the information. We have virtual classes that will be coming up on March 20th, hosting musical theater masterclass open to youths 12 and above. And Caleb Boy, who's going to be doing Call Me Elizabeth, will be performing that one. So, yeah, keep an eye on the website. Keep an eye on our Facebook page. Support the local theaters because, the community, it's Youngstown Community Theater. So not just theater, but we're here for the community. So we're trying to support the theater and the community, and we're hoping that you guys will support us in the process.
Well, great. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for filling us in. And as always, it's wonderful to see your face, Dr. Cox.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day.